Hello, everyone. Your coach, your mentor, Rajeshri here. Today is a very, very special day. Today, we are going to talk about the decision. In fact, we have been talking about the decision all day long. And today, I want to introduce you to some special guest that I have with me today. Her name is Taysha Dishman. And Tasha is my client, and she has been working with me for quite some time. And I know that you have been going through these trainings and you're loving the training, but the real part happens when you actually make the decisions. Once you make a decision, you will find all the people, all the resources, all the ideas that you need every single time to make your goals a reality. Decision is a key to success. And just like you, Tasha was probably also in the same dilemma a few months ago when she made a decision to work with me. So one of the things that she would be sharing her journey, her experiences with you guys, so that it helps you to make your decision. And here we have Tasha. Hi, Tasha.
Hello, ma'am. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. So Tasha, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions regarding your journey, background, and how this coaching helped you. Okay. So why don't we start with your background? So tell me a little bit about your background. Like, what do you do for a living? To my audience, I obviously know all these things to my audience.
Yeah, of course. I have been by trade a professional trainer, a personal trainer for more than 5 years. I've been certified and licensed. In the meanwhile, I have done several other vocations. I'm an entrepreneur. You've helped me kind of stabilize and induct and grow several businesses in the midst of also working in the ER for the majority of my hours right now. So I'm building my businesses in my free time, if you will. Your coaching has been an immense help to me. My schedule is all over the board. Some days I'm day shift, some days I'm night shift, some days I'm mid shift. And what that means is I could arrive at work at 7 a.m., leave by 3, I could get there by 10, leave by 6, I could get there by 3 p.m., leave by almost midnight, sometimes afterwards, depending on how busy we are. So just a little background for people. I see people on the worst day of their life. There's chaos, there's drama, people have strokes, cardiac arrest. I'm dealing with COVID patients every single day. I'm dealing with cuts, injuries, emotional traumas, everything all day long for 8 hours a day. So this can wear on you. I'm just clerical. So fortunately, like I'm the support basis for the medical staff. And it's a trying occupation. It pays well. It's been steady. I'm super grateful that I have had this solidity in my life during these times. But had I not had you in my life, I really, brief pause. I really don't know where I would be. I'm not only flourishing, I'm growing exponentially every single day. And I know this is because of TIR. I know this is because of you. I sent that message into the universe and just magically you responded. Like you contacted me. I didn't seek you out. I guess the old saying is true that when you're ready, the teacher arrives, and you did in such an infinite manner. And I'm so grateful for you. So I don't know if that answered your question, but I hope that
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. So talk a little bit about and first of all, thank you so much for the work that you have been doing. In the medical industry has been really going through a lot of stuff during this COVID thing. So we are in general very grateful for all of you guys, the work that you have been putting. And so talk to me about a little bit about like what was your life before enrolling into this coaching program?
Okay, most certainly. I'm a very motivated person. I'm very busy. I have finished, goodness, education is kind of my forte. I have a couple BAs. I have at least 5 different certifications as a trainer. I have not inducted myself into the master's program, but that is where we're going. So I'm busy. I'm constantly doing things. I had started a virtual business. I was all over the board, about a house. I moved. My life was in so much fluctuation for the last 2 years. I feel like the last 2 years I've been more productive than I have been in the last 15. So I was kind of, I work out, let me backdate that too. I work out a lot, like 5 to more times a week, sometimes twice a day. It varies. So I am super motivated, super active, super busy, keeping in contact with friends and family. I'm not married. I don't have children, as just a side note yet, any of those things. But I have put a lot of things in place in my life, and I just needed somebody stronger and more focused and just positive and just solidifying in my life. I was I'm able to stay on task and be productive, but I needed somebody to help me regulate all my energy, just to focus more and hone in and rein in some of that motivation. And I feel like that is exactly what these lessons and your tutelage has done for me, because I just didn't know how to put it all together. I didn't know how to harness small activities that were making such a huge impact and just keeping me focused and calm and just pliable and able to be resilient to whatever my day brought forward, especially in the current environment that I'm in.
Absolutely, absolutely. And one of the greatest things that I've found about you is you're extremely, extremely coachable. I mean, whatever I ask you to do, you do it at a very next level, and that is actually one of the major reasons for the success that you have achieved. So, talk to me about like how the program, the TIR or my coaching has helped you in your personal space, like achieving your personal goals.
Most certainly. I'm an extremely driven person, but I had kind of given all of myself to my work and my enterprises and other people. And I wasn't saving any of that energy for myself. When you are in the care, in the self-care, and I think of myself as like a holistic medicine practitioner, first of all. Actually, I'm sorry, I don't really have the words. Like, what you have given to me in my life is guidance and a way to do things every single day, no matter where I am, no matter what my life looks like. It's given me solidity. It's given me habit. It has given me solidarity in every single day. And I needed that because I wasn't feeding back into myself. I didn't have clarity of mind. I'm prone to depression and anxiety and either kind of being all over the board or not all over the board. And I just feel like you gave me regularity. You took out of my head the things that were just running around rampantly, like the negative vibrations. You've raised my resonance. And that's a very difficult thing to do. And you didn't do it for me. I did it for myself, but it was most certainly under steady guidance and instruction from you this whole time. And initially it was just, I took it on faith, but then it actually became real. Like you helped me literally like project, what do I want in life, and pull that in from like the universe into myself. Like now it is who I am. It literally has redefined who I am as a person, how I go forward in my days, how I interact with other people, how I come away from that vibrationally every single day. Like I empty out all the things that I take from my job and other people, and I still wake up happy, and I just have this magnificent outlook on life. And I didn't have that before you came into my life. So I feel that if this little video can help people know and just trust on faith that if they listen to someone that has done all these things and studied with so many people and taken so much knowledge under advisement and just is such an incredible spirit, that's my hope for this.
And when you enrolled into the program, before you enrolled into the program, did you have any personal goals? And what happened after enrolling into the program? Now, do you have any personal goals? Is there any difference?
Yes, I didn't. I for some odd reason, before you came into my life, I thought it was either all business or all personal. And I had somehow misdirectedly assumed that if you're very successful business wise, that you're not entitled to a personal life. And you've actually helped me work on not only aspects of myself, but summoning those things of balance into my life, which sounds funny, but I don't know why I misbelieve that you can't have it all, but you literally can. Of course, it's going to take some work and some daily effort, but that I didn't believe that was reality before you helped me with that.
And how this coaching program is really helping you from the business aspects.
It is making my life stream a reality. I spent a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of effort on education. I'm a very fit person, but I didn't know how to orchestrate those things and call to me people that need my guidance, need my help, need my tutelage. Like, it is my purpose in life to be a healer and to help people be more functionality wise, like less pain, less fatigue, like better movement structure. And that's my gift. But I didn't know how to literally formulate this and seek these people out and put these things together. And you've helped me do all of that. And I'm not, you're just magic. I'm not really exactly sure how all that happened, but it is the truth. It is the truth. I'm a real life example that your coaching is extraordinary. So I hope that your students see this and it helps them make a decision, because they will never regret it. You're worth, initially I was like, oh my gosh, this is so expensive. How can this is like going to back to college, and you know what, you're worth triple the money. So let me just take that away from whoever's watching this. Like, she's worth it. Just stop playing.
Thank you so much. And like, what is your favorite lesson in TIR?
My favorite lesson so far, that's really hard. They're all so good. I think 8 is my favorite lesson so far. I think self, like the terror barrier is something that we all struggle with, but I tend to, I'm a weirdo. I tend to flourish in the middle of crisis and angst, but now I am realizing that doesn't have to be the pattern. I have like rebooted myself, if you will, and self-image was probably the most helpful lesson for me thus far. Like, self-image, really seeing yourself as the person you want to be, not as everybody else wants you to be. Like, you made that real for me. Like, you're a real life demonstration of you can literally be whoever your mind wants you to be. You don't have to be what other people say you are.
Thank you. And Taysha is amazing. She has very, very big goals. She has big ambitions. She's a very driven person. Her professional goal is to, her financial independence goal is to acquire $1.9 million by the end of next year. So, and I'm 100% sure, I have 100% faith in her that she'll be able to achieve every single dream of hers. One of the reasons is she is extremely, extremely coachable. If I tell her to do something, she'll 10x it. And she will make sure that she does it, because at the end of the day, I mean, I can share the information with you, I can share the knowledge with you, I can share the wisdom with you, but if you're not going to implement it, it's of no use. So the action is the most important part after the decision. So she made the decision that she's going to invest. She's making every single day the decision of how to live her life. And I guess that's what really makes the difference. I mean, like, when you're going through this program, like, what magical thing did you realize about your own self, like, as you're going through this journey? That's something that you didn't recognize before, but now is like very, very crystal clear to you.
I've always known I was strong, and I've always known that my life, if you measure it and guide in like signposts compared to other humans or other mammals of this dynamic, of this dichotomy, I don't quote unquote measure up. And I always knew I'm supposed to stand for something and do something different and extraordinary. But I didn't realize that, number one, I could be happy through my whole journey. Number two, that was the expectation, that actually, like, it was supposed to be about me just loving myself and getting to know myself more. And the more that I transitioned and stood in that place, the more that I became that person, and the more that I showed up in every situation and brought that into other people's lives, like unintentionally. And that is like, I've never read that in a book. I've never seen that. And I've been to a lot of school. I've studied a lot of different things. I've studied with a lot of different people, and I've never experienced that before, because you bring joy and you bring light to everything you do. And that's genuinely who you are as a person. It's not fake. Like you can't pretend that. So those moments where I was faltering and just like, oh no, I'm having a horrible day, or like I'm having a migraine, like you just show up as your little happy, jubilant self, and you're like, okay, well, we're not going to focus on that. And you just gave me so much insight about how I can show up for myself differently. Okay, that's the beauty of that. Was an added bonus. Like you could have probably charged me said fees for that, but that is like the added dessert that I got from all of this. And I'm super grateful. Like you've changed the way I'm going to show up in my own life indefinitely. And I'm internally grateful for that.
Thank you so much. So what, when you decided to invest in this program, like what were the factors that you took into account? Like how did you, come up with the money?
Oh my God. That was the scariest part for me. Like I'm just now on the other, like, oh, okay. It was a good investment. It wasn't just a disaster. Like I took on faith that I needed to do this. I needed to show up as the best person that I could be. I'd done a really great job in my life, but I needed somebody stronger, smarter, more practiced, and to help me implement these things and just like stop playing around. Okay. When I paid you your coaching fees, like I had just bought a house. So I had already I hadn't really raised my income level. I'm still in the process of that, but I had paid off all of my credit cards, and I basically took everything that I had credit wise and said, okay, I'm going to trust on faith. It's going to come back around to me. And that was a really difficult thing to do. I was just, like initially it took me about a week, I think, to make the decision. And I was like, okay, if I don't do this now, I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna put this off. And that I swallowed that, and I said, you know what? I took on faith that I was like, God, this is so expensive. But I just set that person aside and said, you know what? If I'm investing this kind of money, that means I'm gonna make 18 times what I've invested. And we're talking exponentially going from 5 figures like a year to like 8. So that, I mean, in the macrocosm of things, like you're worth quadruple probably what you charged me. But it was very scary for me. I didn't have the money. I really didn't have it. So I put it all on credit. So that was I'm not really sure. I don't know if that is going to be helpful to people, but just if you are questioning, do you have the money? You can find it. You will find it. You will find, if you call it forward into your life, you will find it. If you really genuinely need this master teacher in your life, you'll find it. You'll find the resources. And if you're not serious, then you won't waste your time. Your time is very, very precious. So.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. So a lot of time what happens is people make the decision based on their current account balance, and they look at the bank balance and they say, oh, I don't have the money. Let me just do this when I get the money. And that never happens, because what happens is if you keep focusing on the lack, if you keep focusing on your current bank balance, that is what you keep attracting in your life. So you gotta get into the higher vibration. That's where the decision the decision plays an extremely important role. Like once you make a decision that this is something that I want, then whole lot of resources come into picture and they show up. You do not have to do anything. All you have to do is make a decision and go forward with it. And I know, you have become such a decisive person in the last 6 months. I have seen the trajectory of your change. It's really, really awesome to see you blossom and grow. And so I know you are a very, very busy person. But then how do you find the time? Like, because there are the lessons that you have to do, the sessions that we do, the worksheets that you have to complete, you have to develop some habits. So there is quite some type of effort that you have to put, 30-40 minutes or even an hour a day, minimum or maximum, I would say, in the TIR at least. So how do you come up with the time?
You just make it. Just like that old adage, Bob Proctor said it best. If you make a decision, you've done something. Then there you are. If you haven't really decided, you're gonna hem and haw, and you're not gonna find the time. You're gonna question yourself, and you're gonna live in that little repetitive, like lording vibration of like, oh, I don't know if I can, I don't know if I will. Like, you just do it. You just do it. You just set those people aside, send them to time out, and you focus. And it's literally like maybe a couple hours in the first part of my day and 25 minutes before I go to sleep at night, which is nothing. And now it is like my habitual way of self-care. It has become my self-care, because I was giving great self-care to other people. Now I'm giving that back to myself, and it has become it's imprinted on me. My life doesn't feel right. I feel like I'm out of rhythm if I don't do these things. So they become habits that make me feel balanced. They make me feel like I am aligned with whatever comes to me, whatever knowledge, whatever directive I have for that particular day. If I didn't have these habits in my life, I don't know where I would be. Like, I would be wasting time vibrationally worrying about, just being a worrier, like a worry wart. So like, I don't want to waste, that's just such a waste of resources.
Right.
But I didn't know that until I met you. That was all I knew. So thank you for that.
So you touched a very important point. Habit is extremely, extremely important. So you literally become what you do every day. So whatever your habitual thought patterns are, in terms of thoughts, in terms of feelings, that's exactly what determines your action, and your action ultimately determines your results. So absolutely, the habit is the most important part of this program, like how to cultivate the habit, the professional habits, the personal habits, the happiness habits. So one of the things that I try to bring to my clients is something I call holistic success. So the success and the happiness are not two different parts. They go together, but a lot of people separate it. They think that, okay, I'll be happy when I acquire this. I'll be happy when I do this or that. And that's not how it works. You would be happy, but for 30 seconds. When you get something achieved, some kind of achievement, when you make it happen, you are happy just for 30 seconds. And then you move on to your next target. But, so that's why I feel like it's really, really important to bring all those pieces together, the personal, the professional, the happiness and the success. Like, you have to entangle that into one big box so that you don't separate it. Okay. So how do you find my coaching style?
Oh, you keep me on my toes. You're very intuitive. I needed someone stronger and more intuitive and more balanced than myself. And that's kind of a tall order, but you are all those things and more. You're always 15 steps ahead of me. You know when I'm going to drop the ball, and you call me on it every time. And you're not a mean, malicious way. You just make me just show up and say, no, we're not gonna be that person today. So, but had you not just been as loving and enduring as you are, I don't feel that it would have been as effective. Because I can handle mean, I can handle like tyrannical, but that's not how this formulated itself. That was like, I just needed somebody that was just pure light and love to really help me become the best me. And that's exactly what your lessons are. Like, you are a filter, and you are a stencil for excellence. That's exactly what you are.
Thank you. Thank you. So any last thoughts, any last pieces that piece of advice that you want to give to the audience?
Yeah, just do it. If you're questioning yourself, if you want to set your life now, today, next to what your life could be like in 5 years, just say, okay, just take that, just bite the bullet and take the chance. And if you're not serious, don't waste Rajeshree's time, because she's busy, and there's 15 other people that would love to have your spot. So I feel blessed to have been able to even be part of her coaching, because I know she's extremely busy. So just thank you. Just thank you. They will absolutely love you. That's all I can say.
Thank you so much. This has been really great. So guys, one last piece of message for you. As Napoleon Hill said, successful people are decisive people. When they see the opportunity, they grab the opportunity, they work on it, they take action, they make the decisions very quickly, and they don't change it very often. So this is your chance. This is your chance to change your life. This is your chance to change your career. This is your chance to change your business, your financial freedom, really acquire that financial freedom rather than just imagining about it, rather than just thinking about it. So this is your chance to make it happen. And as you have been seeing throughout the training and throughout this, examples, the real life example for the other people, how they have changed their lives. So Tasha is one of them. She made that decision, and she is on the trajectory. Now I can assure you, and I can assure her, that the rest of her life is completely changed. Now she is always going to be in the upward trajectory. She's not only going to achieve the 1.9 millions, but she's going to go way beyond that. Because this coaching program is not for 6 months, 12 months. It is not that. It is more for creating the foundation of your life. We are teaching you a goal achievement system. And I am incorporating a lot of different pieces to it. Success, happiness, mindfulness, meditations. You talk about it, like every single aspect, I'm bringing it into this program. And I can assure you, after the 6 months, after the 12 months, your life would be dramatically shifted at every single level, from your career, business, or financial, or even your marriage, or your personal life, health, fitness. All of these areas are the byproduct of your mind. And once you start understanding how to create your reality, whole life, every single area would start shifting. And I will make sure that you have that solid foundation. So make your choices wisely. Think about it. No, don't think about it. Just do it. As the Nike says, just do it. If you keep thinking, you keep procrastinating. You don't want to go into the spiral of procrastination. Just make a decision, act on it, and I assure you the resources will show up for you. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much, Tasha. I appreciate you.
My honor, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.